Our first fight, so you want to take one? Okay.
I disagree.
Actually, we got in a fight this morning, believe it or not. We did. We'll talk about that later.
That's our last fight.
This
video is about our first fight ever.
Yeah, so Matt and I fought pretty early on. Not in a big way.
We fought early on.
We did. I remember it was pretty early on. I think when you first start a relationship, getting to know each other is a little hard and you fight a lot, kind of. Not about important things, but about like silly things, just trying to understand each other.
Well, I think you're trying to like set your boundaries, like set like what's okay, what's not okay, like who am I in the relationship versus who am I as an individual. All those kind of things, right?
Yeah, and so I used to wear a lot of hats. I do that for my job, but literally in physical form, I loved a good, what do you call those hats?
Fedora.
Oh, I love a good fedora.
She loved fedoras.
Loved a fedora, and if it had like a little like ribbon around it, I was like my heart was melting.
Like Dick Tracy style.
Yes.
Like just
Inspector Gadget. Like that was like my fashion icon.
Go fedoras. Just
literally, he hated them. He's like, go away.
Go away.
So I was wearing all these hats, and when we first started dating, I was sending Matt a lot of text messages. If you haven't seen our other video, you should subscribe and watch it. We talked about our first date. But I was sending Matt all these texts with me in
wearing
fedoras.
My fingers out.
Honey. Oh, now it's your fingers. I thought you weren't texting. I was the one texting.
You were. I had to respond.
Had to?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Please.
I mean, you got to keep the conversation going.
Right.
I mean, you can't not respond.
Right.
Couldn't ghost you.
Right. Anyway, so I was texting him all of these photos of me in a hat, unknowingly that he hated me in hats.
I didn't hate you in hats.
But you kind of did.
There's still a little bit of...
Yeah. So Matt, I put on a hat one day and I was like, how do I look? And Matt's like, are you gonna wear that hat? And that's what Matt always does when he doesn't like something. He doesn't say, I don't like it. He'll be like, do you like that shirt?
Is that what you really want to wear? Is that the
vibe that you're going for?
Is that what you're planning to do?
Yes, it is, because I chose to wear it. What do you mean? I'm not confused. Are you confused? I'm clearly worked up about it. I'm like sweating. One day Matt was like, do you like that hat? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I just really like your hair. It's long and
this
beautiful.
Is true. And this is how I've always felt, is Erin has this like it's like this gorgeous hair, and is one of her most amazing attributes. She just have this gorgeous flowing hair, and she wanted to like stuff it under a hat, and I just thought she looked better without the hat. I mean, that was my opinion.
Yeah.
And she did not take kindly to this opinion.
No, because I'm an independent woman and I make my own fashion choices.
Independent women wear hats, apparently. So
no, I felt strong wearing a hat, and I still do, and I still wear hats despite Matt's preferences.
Yeah. Something about Erin is she likes to be, she's creative, she's a performer, so she doesn't like to be put in a box. She wants to think that she can do whatever she wants. And so I think when I said that, which was for me just like, you have beautiful hair, I think you look better just with your hair out, just all natural. She took it as, oh, you're saying I can't wear hats.
Yeah.
And
but I wanted him to think I was pretty all the time, even when I wear hats. So now I know in my head that he doesn't think I'm pretty when I wear hats, which makes me not want to wear hats because I always want to be pretty to him. And it was very frustrating. So we took a walk around the block of my apartment and we sat on a curb, and I remember the curb. Every time I drive by it now, I get triggered. We were sitting on the curb and I was like, look.
So dramatic.
I know, it just was such a big moment. I was like, I need you to understand something.
This was the boundary setting right here. This was like, put the line in the sand. Yep. I draw the line at fedoras.
I was like, let me tell you something about me. I am not gonna be a cardigan wearing, Sunday school teaching wife who cooks dinner at 5:00 p.m. I was like, I am a creative city girl wearing hats, and you can't change me.
And how many times did I talk about cardigans or teaching or any of these things.
Never.
All fabricated. All this was fabricated.
I had built it up in my mind that Matt was gonna want a traditional Southern woman, and I was like, I'm not that, so do not expect that from me. But the funny story is one day, years later, I was telling this story
She was
to a friend of ours.
Because we've never lived this down. This is continued.
Daniela Mason, who you should go also follow on Instagram. We were sitting down, I was telling Daniela this, simultaneously wearing a cardigan.
She was wearing a cardigan. She was like, I'm not gonna be a cardigan wearing, and I stopped her and said, babe, you're wearing a cardigan. What is this?
You almost like tore my sweater apart.
Well, this is
It's not
what I have to grab. She was wearing a cardigan as she's telling this story.
Yeah, but this argument was my way of telling Matt, look, if you're gonna put me in a box or you think I should act a specific way, you better erase that from your expectations because I'm a force and no one can define me and I will not be defined by your expectations. But what's awesome is he actually doesn't force me to do anything.
And I never have. The funny thing is that is so much a thing that she doesn't like that you were maybe like thinking a little fabrication there, maybe.
I was making it up in my head, is what he's saying. And it's true, I was being a little crazy girlfriend at that point. But I do still wear hats, everyone.
She
do not
does
worry.
still wear hats.
Matt has photographed me wearing hats. He's approved hats. He's liked some of my hat choices recently.
Some of those hats.
It's just the fedora was where he was like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not into it.
It's kind of like Curious George, like the man with the yellow hat. She's had some of those.
Honey, my hats all look really good.
It's like, I mean, some of those choices.
Anyway.
She's obviously made one good choice, but some of those hat choices.
Oh, getting cocky over here. Today we got into a fight because Matt, we were leaving to come to this shoot, and Matt was really trying to decide whether he should bring an extra pair of shoes. Now, I just want you to know right now in this shoot, do you see a pair of shoes anywhere? Maybe in this camera.
I think you might see a shoe right here.
But literally the pair of
Can
shoes
you
that
see
he brought
this shoe?
looks
I think
exactly like
you
this
can
pair
see
of
this
shoes.
shoe.
They're literally the same pair of shoes,
you can
just
see
a shade
this.
off.
You can see
and
this
I was
shoe.
like, Matt, we don't
There
need
it
to bring
is.
your shoe. They're the same shoes you're wearing.
You
He's
can
like,
see
but
this
the other
shoe.
one looks a little
right.
bit nicer. And I was like, no one is looking at your shoe. And I was like, we have to go. I'm running
But
late.
shoes are part of the outfit.
And I'm like, I don't
can't be
have
barefoot.
time to deal with you talking about shoes. Like, we're 10 minutes behind. Let's go. But I waited for him to go get his extra pair of shoes.
I would say that most of our disagreements
are about clothing items.
I think if those are your fights, I think you're doing pretty well. I think if most of your disagreements are around clothes,
And Matt was like,
I think you're doing pretty
fight.
well.
Matt was he's like, let's not fight about this. Do you forgive me? And I was like, that's another
And
thing in
that's
a
the best thing.
relationship.
Okay, this is the best card to play. If your significant other is upset with you, you just like look at them and obviously like with the most genuine heart, just say, babe, I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me?
And you can never say no. You can never
They can't say no. They
And I was
can't.
like, yes, I forgive you.
Great.
It's hard.
It's now that you've forgiven me. Let's change
Let's
the
move
subject.
on.
Let's
I'm like,
go
no,
on.
I still want to talk about this.
I'm like, babe, no, you don't need to rake me through the coals. You've already forgiven me, remember?
So
Forgive and forget.
there's a marriage tip for you in life. If
It's a really good tool.
you really want to get your significant other not mad at you, just be like, I'm sorry, do you forgive me? I'm
That's
like
good.
the hair on my arm standing
Yes.
up now.
It's
Actually,
often,
Judah Smith,
often
a
used.
pastor, taught us that.
Often used. I won't say it's a trick, but it's really nice.
It is a trick. Anyway, so that was our very first fight. We thought about a lot of other things as well. We'll have to make a list and do another video of all of our fights.
Like that's not our worst fight.
No, it's not our worst
That's gonna
fight.
be on another video.
Oh my gosh, you're so good at this. The little tease. Honey,
Right.
I'm so proud of you and your YouTube savviness.
Yeah, and we've had some big fights.
We have not. All right, you guys, subscribe to this channel. Let us know in the comments what other videos you would like to see from Matt and I. We have a lot to say. I'm actually thinking about doing a podcast.
Oh,
also,
podcast,
we were
okay.
thinking about that. Would you want to hear us talk about relationships in a more long-form way? Let us know in
Yeah.
the comments. And like this video and share it and hit the bell and follow us on social media.
That's
Do
right.
all the things. And you guys, there's more relationship stuff to come.
Yeah,
So-
like all of her photos where she is not wearing a hat. Encourage good behavior.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Don't encourage people to bully people wearing hats.
This
You
is
wear
not
hats.
bullying. It's
You
just like
wear hats.
it's encouragement.
Honey, let the people wear
Bullying
the
is like
hats.
the opposite of encouragement.
Let the people wear the hats.
Let the hair flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, be free.
Anyway, and for more videos just like that, you better click right over here because Matt and I do a lot of content on this channel and there's a lot more to come.
Right here?
Right there, yep. And then there's a subscribe button too, so hit that as well. Thanks for hanging
So many
out.
buttons. Hit them all.
Honey, you're killing this Instagram, this YouTube game.
First time's a charm.
No, this is not your first time.